Okay, so let's begin. All of you are on my PowerPoint, right? Yes, you are. All right, fantastic. Today we are covering a few things, all right, and I cannot emphasize how important it is to start practicing your synthesis and transformation, especially the tougher types, okay? So now that you are in primary 5, you know that next year you are in primary 6, right? So I always recommend my students, right? So, even during your holidays this year, don't stop studying, right? I mean, you should, of course, enjoy yourself and have fun, but don't stop practicing on your languages, especially. If it's maths and science, you can still catch up. But with languages, if you stop practicing, it becomes rusty very quickly. So, for synthesis and transformation, I highly recommend that you get a P6 assessment book for synthesis and transformation. And personally, I highly recommend the Marshall Cavendish one at Popular. All right. This is because I have used it before for a lot of my students and it's very useful. They explain the concepts properly first, then they give you practice questions. So there isn't a place, right, where you need a teacher to actually go there and sit beside you and teach you all the time. Their explanation is quite good. And plus, I used to work for them before as well. I know that they keep quality in their materials, unlike some of the other publishing companies. So at P5 now, you should be getting one for next year already, because next year, right? Guess what? Your seniors, right, in P6, they are going to begin their PSLE very soon. Their first paper is on 28th September. So today is already 31st August, Tomorrow is September already, and they're all going for their PSLE very, very soon. So with September, right, it means you only have 9 months after your holidays to prepare for your PSLE. So why not get a good head start, right? Go ahead, get something like this, right, for next year, prepare in advance, right? Especially for the very tricky ones, namely word class transformations. Changing passive voice to active voice. And we will be covering this in 88 Tuition next year as well. And also, please do this. I realize that this comes out every single year for the PSLE. All right. Please do your direct to indirect speech and vice versa. All right. So, and vice versa. Go both ways. Same thing as well. Passive to active, active to passive. Okay. So, yeah. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so that's that for today. If you want to have a look at this particular slide again, just come online to 88 Tuition and watch my video. This whole lesson is being recorded, so you can come back and have a look at it again. If you don't remember what the brand is, right? It's Marshall Cavendish, by the way. Yeah, because I used to do seminars for them, so they are a good company. All right, so here are some house rules, everyone. Just to remind you, please have your videos turned on at all times. It's not because I want to invade your privacy or whatever, or look at you all the time. I need to make sure that you're in front of the monitor and not doing something else, right? Because I have had students do that before, and I have had to ask the staff to call their parents directly, okay? And also, please remember to leave your microphone muted. If you want to ask me any questions, right, use the chat function on Zoom to ask a question, answer a question, or to share feedback. If you would like to speak, all right, in Zoom directly, please use the raise hand function in Zoom. And then after I say you can speak, all right, then you can start speaking. All right. If you need to go to the toilet, like or whatever, right, excuse, right, please inform me using the chat group. All right, but you don't need to wait for me to give you permission. You can just say, Mr. Joel, I'm going to the toilet, leave yourself, and then come back, all right, as soon as you can. Please be reminded to be respectful to everyone, students and teachers. All right, with that said, let's start. So let's begin with vocabulary MCQs. I have here with me all of you who did it online already. So to those of you who have done it online, thank you. Those of you who have not, you might want to try it online first on 88 Tuition before you come for the lesson. That way you know what the questions are and what the vocabulary are as well. So Good job to Felix, Jaslyn, Jerusha. No, Jerusha didn't actually do it. Jerusha left everything blank. So good job to Felix, Jaslyn, Marco, Pranyush, Rachel, Rina, Jingting, Kaihan, Tristan, and Yutaka for completing the stuff online, right? Good on you. Pat yourself on the back. Say good job to yourself, all right? Now, I know some of you are very busy as well. You have other commitments. So it's okay if you didn't do it online. We'll still get to go through it here. All right, but if you did it online, at least I can see how you're progressing, right, with everything. So beginning with vocabulary MCQs, let's have a look. The governor's death at the time of the country's Jubilee celebrations. So the country was what? The country was celebrating, you know, everybody was so happy, yay, right? And then suddenly their governor died. Oh. So it's what? It's actually very sudden, right? Over here, we're looking for an idiom that means sudden. So for this part, a lot of you got it wrong because you haven't heard of this idiom before, but it's actually bolt from the blue, right? A bolt from the blue. So when we say bolt from the blue, what do we mean? Over here, right? It's a blue what? Blue sky. When do lightning bolts happen? Do they happen during blue skies? No. They happen when there are storm clouds in the sky. It's dark gray skies and you hear thunder and then you see lightning, right? But what's amazing about this is it's a bolt from the blue, which means clear blue sky, suddenly lightning bolt came down and zapped something. You're like, oh, what happened? Right? Even worse, it zapped you. So a bolt from the blue, bolt over here, right? It's talking about the lightning bolt. So this is what it means, right? If you suddenly experience a lightning bolt coming down from the sky, you will be shocked. Right? So therefore, all right, it's a big surprise. Right? That the governor's death, the governor suddenly died in the middle of the country's celebrations. All right, so that's what we call bolt from the blue. I think a lot of you got this wrong, except for Pranyush and Jingting. All right, they both of you got it correct. Good job. So bolt from the blue. Now, it's like out of a sudden. That's right, Kaihan. Yes. Also, Jianing, Marissa, and Jerusha. Jianing and Marissa got it correct for this one. Good. Jerusha can try again. Yes, out of a sudden. Yes, your answer. Good, good, good. Marissa got it right. Bolt from the blue. Okay. For jolt, right? We don't say jolt from the blue. Okay, whoops. Okay. We don't say jolt from the blue. For jolt, we say it was a sudden jolt. And this literally means you were suddenly shaken, like physically shaken, like somebody came and shook you. All right. You don't say drop from the blue. You don't say spot from the blue as well. It doesn't make sense. All right. Number two, it is not what for you to go out alone at night. I think most of you got this one correct. Those of you who didn't do it online, can you try it? Give me your answers on the chat group. What do you think out of here? Oh, you can also say out of the blue. That's right, Marissa. You can say out of the blue as well. Good. Jerusha, you're correct. Good. Rachel, you're right. Jianing, you're correct. Marissa, you're right. Jaslyn, you're correct. Okay. So I think this is quite direct, yeah? Not a very tough question because it's just safe for you, right? It is not safe for you to go out alone at night. Now this, I don't think this statement is true for Singapore, but in other countries, it's really not very safe for you to go out alone at night. Even for me, right, Mr. Joel, at this age, it's still not safe for me to go out at night, right? In some parts of Sydney, which is where I am actually staying in right now, right? I'm in Australia, I'm an Australian PR. It's not safe for me to go to certain suburbs. So yeah, that's how bad it is in some places. Most places it is safe, but some places, nah, not really. Yes, Felix says in Myanmar, nah, you can't go out at night as well. It's not safe. Felix, are you from Myanmar? Oh, when you were living there, it was bad, he said. Oh my goodness, so it wasn't safe. What was happening on the streets? For Sydney over here, right, it's mostly there's a lot of drunk people at night, and then they get very loud and very raucous, and they might actually attack you if you looked at them wrongly. Fighting cops. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there are like some gangsters fighting cops
No,
out in the
like in
street.
Myanmar now, right? Like
Uh-huh.
if you see the news, like maybe like 2 years ago or
Uh-huh.
3 years ago, then there was a coup.
Oh, there was a coup. Okay, okay. So that's a very good word that Felix shared with us. All right. It's actually a French word. So the way we pronounce it is actually very weird. It's actually spelled C-O-U-P, right? It's actually a French word, but it entered English. It's called a coup. So what's a coup? A coup is when, right, a party, when we say party, not like a birthday party kind of, but like a big group of people, right? A party that's either a political party or a military party, which means
It's
soldiers,
the
right?
military.
Right, a party takes over the government. Yes, so in Myanmar, there was a military coup, and now the soldiers basically control the country. Yeah, or the strongest general controls the country, the guy who staged the whole coup with the help
Because
of
he
all
wanted
his
to be the
friends.
president, but he didn't get to be the president.
So some very interesting information from Felix over here as well. Felix lived through that time, right, when he was living there. How long ago was that, Felix?
2 years ago, but nothing happened near my area.
That's
It was
good.
only in Navy Door where lots of people died.
2 over years ago. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you see the difference,
But
right?
it's still happening.
So Myanmar, right, there's a military party, right, that took over the government, and they are very violent towards people who disagree with them, or want to stop the coup from happening. And you know what? Here in in Singapore, right, the opposite is happening. People actually vote for the president. In Myanmar, right, the military comes over and kills anyone, right, who says anything against them. So yeah, even the innocent people. So yeah, so that's actually quite sad, the political situation in Myanmar. But anyway, we know that for question number 2, the answer is definitely A, it is not safe. All right, for you. We don't say it is not secure for you. All right. Secure and safe, right, has a very similar meaning. That's why they are synonyms. But secure is more of like if you secure an area, you actually make sure that people can't get to you. So secure is more of the place. It's an adjective for safe. All right. So if you say this is a secured facility, or this is a secured building, right, it means the place is safe, right? There are people protecting you and defending you. All right. Shielded is of course protected, right? You can't say it is not protected for you to go out alone, right? Shielded, healthy, of course, it doesn't make sense. Maybe if you say that, oh, it's a very cold night, so it is not healthy for you to go out alone. You should go out together so that you can share the warmth, maybe. But that doesn't make sense as well. Never mind. Say. Okay, so question 2, done. Next, question 3. All of you got it correct as well. Those who replied online. Those who haven't, what do you think the answer is? Jeannie was what? She was going to fail her test. Yes, that's right. That's right. So far, everyone, Marissa, Jianing, good. You're all correct. Sarah is correct. Jerusha is correct. Good. Most of you have replied. Good, 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 good. How about Yunchen? What do you think, Yunchen? Marco is correct. Excellent. Yep. Okay, so Gladys is correct. Good. Yunchen is correct. Good. So Ginny was afraid, right? Ginny was afraid she was going to fail her test.